Here is the first ball of this Society Champions League match between Park VDC and the NCP Superstars. The news out there in the middle is that the NCP Superstars have won the toss and they've decided that they'll have a ball first. Shivam Sharma opening proceedings with the ball, while Alok and Krishiv are the men entrusted to open the innings for Park with the bat. Alok already has faced the first ball. Here's Shivam. A little bit of late movement, but that's well outside the wide line from the off. Given it a wide, so he'll have to bowl that again. The cricket season well and truly underway. Another good delivery, a hopeful shout, but nothing doing, says the umpire. So this is a nice little start from Shivam. Here is Shivam again. Alok probably will be itching to get off the mark. There once again a little bit of late movement around that corridor of uncertainty. There's good bounce and carry to the keeper. Consistently hit that fourth stump, fifth stump channel in and around that corridor of uncertainty. He's once again coaxed Alok to have a pop at that, play at that, but he's not got anywhere near the pitch of the ball. Here is Shivam once again. This time it's a little too wide. So that'll be a wide again. But good bounce and a little bit of good movement away from the right hander, as we've seen in these first five deliveries, which includes the two wides. And interestingly, the keeper standing up. That's a much better delivery again, and well kept by the keeper too. It's very difficult to judge the pace of the ball, especially when you're standing up and so close to the stumps. But equally good job by the keeper behind. Good glove work there. Here is Shivam once again. And finally he's got off the bat, and that is the first run off the bat. And the Park VDC are up and running with Alok getting off the mark at the fifth time of asking in this over. But all in all, this has been a rather impressive start from Shivam. He's bowled the right length, he's kept plodding and probing, and he's made sure that Alok did not get any freebies in those first five deliveries, bar those two wides. Shivam will be looking to finish the over strongly, and so will the NCP Superstars. Here is Krishiv to face his first ball. He'll have to bowl that one again. That's a wide. Shivam with a little bit of a mild surprise to the reaction, but it looked wide and it was drifting away from that wide tram line as well. So three wides in the over and a single off it as well. Still a good over, all things considered. Depends on how the last ball of this over pans out. Here's Shivam once again to Krishiv. Finishes with the dot ball, and that's the first over done. The Park VDC are 4 for none. Vinesh Kumar is the bowler who will be bowling from the other end. And Alok's back on strike for the first ball of the second over. I think Shivam has set the template for Vinesh as to how to approach the over. He's bowled at a good-ish length at that fourth, fifth stump line there, and he started in the same vein as Shivam. Again, tempting Alok to play that big shot, building that pressure slowly and gradually as the dot balls continue to pile up. It's only one single in the first six deliveries for Alok, and he's definitely seeming a little bit touchy and on the edge. He'll need to be calm, he'll need to compose himself. There's still a long way to go in this contest. All it takes is one shot to change the momentum of his innings, and Alok will be mindful of that. There, gets a little. A direct hit would have made things interesting, but eventually the single has been taken, and Krishiv will be back on strike. A little bit about that previous delivery. Vinesh veering away from that length, slightly a leg side line, and obviously with the good bounce and carry on offer, it was at a good comfortable length for Alok to just pick up his spot for that single. There, that's in the air and well taken. What a good catch that is from the fielder at third. That is a lovely, lovely catch. And Krishiv has to depart for a duck. Vinesh gets his first wicket. It's 5 for 1. He dug it full, very, very close to that white timeline. Krishiv had to stretch for that and reach out for that. The ball balloons in the air, and that's a very, very good take, using his long levers and long hands to good effect there, and pouches that catch. So TPV rocked early on in this first innings, and Sham is the batsman walking out at number 3 with a rebuilding job at hand. Vinesh brimming with confidence, and so are the rest of the NCP superstars. Here is Vinesh bowling to Sham, who will be facing his first ball. Oh, that's a low full toss, and Sham picks the bones out of that. That's 1 for 4. That is the first boundary. There, picks that spot beautifully, and that ball races away to the fence for 4. First boundary for Sham on his first ball. That'll ease the nerves a bit, and that will increase confidence as well. Once again, low full toss, but this time straight to mid-off, so no run. On the face of it all, it's still a brilliant over, still just 5 runs conceded, and also a wicket in that over too. So all things considered, if Vinesh manages to finish this over well, it's once again be a good over in the books. There, good ball, but he's pierced the gap. That's racing away, and that's 4 more. 4 more runs added to the total. Again, plays it beautifully, opens his face of the bat late, and makes sure that he waits for the ball to come onto the bat, not pushing in through that stroke, and beautifully bisects that gap with surgical precision. The outfield quick enough for the ball to race to the boundary. So 9 runs coming off that over, 2 overs gone, TPV 13 for 1, as Shivam brought back in to bowl his second over. Here is Shivam once again. Same line, same length, and this time the ball once again races to the fair fence. So back to back boundaries now. And this time it's Alok. Cuts nicely. Beats that fielder. And it races away to the fence for four. So the last few deliveries have injected a bit of momentum into the batting. Alok gets into the action now. Again, plays it rather nicely, but there is protection in the deep. Extra cover will cut it off. Will keep it down to a one. Deceiving Sham completely in move, and he just gets the better of the batsman. All that Sham could do here was just shrug his shoulders and walk back to his batting position. Such was the brilliance of that delivery. Played that down the ground. Only a single. A big appeal for run out, but the umpire says no. That is another swing and a miss. So Shivam seems to have the better of this matchup up between him and Alok. It's very interesting here. Shivam bowling to Alok, and that will be called a wide, so he'll have to bowl that one again. So a little bit of an anti-climax being built into Shivam's overs every time. Second consecutive over that his last ball was a wide, so he'll have to bowl that one again. Here is Shivam. Oh, that's in the air. He's picked that. Has he got the distance? No, he hasn't. It's one bounce. But by the time the throw comes to the keeper's end, the batsman complete two. So that's 3 overs done and dusted. The score is 25 for 1. So despite the fall of that wicket, It has been a pretty decent start for TPV. Alok on 9 of 11 will look to gather a little more momentum into his innings, while Sham has been on 9 of 5, and he's looking good. Those two boundaries that he struck were pure class, a good mix of timing and precision. Vinesh is the man bowling his second over, and Sham is the man on strike. Here is Vinesh bowling to Sham. Plays it towards the leg side, but there's protection. Oh, that's a misfield. Will that run to the fence? No, it doesn't. It's the last thing that they need is a run out, especially that they lost an early wicket into the batting innings. Drifting down the leg side, that'll be called a wide. So a leg by followed by a wide with a single of that first ball. Played it nicely on from his pads. We'll keep it down to just a one. A rather ferocious throw there from the fielder. Closing fielder on that leg side. Shot mid wicket. Oh, he's played that well. Field underneath it, but it falls on the bounce, so it'll be just a one. Vinesh bowling to Sham. Oh, he's played that well. And gone! Sham walks back. Vinesh gets his second wicket. And now all of a sudden, the TPV are in trouble. Back to back boundaries now. Is trying to play the lap sweep. And this time it's Alok. Cuts nicely. Top on him a little bit. Beats that fielder. That was a good running catch away to the fence for four. So the last few deliveries have injected a bit of momentum into the batting. Ankit Jain, the new man in the middle. Alok gets into the action now. Last ball of the fourth over. Plays it well. Plays it rather nicely, but there is protection in the extra. So extra cover will cut it off. We'll keep it down to 4 overs gone. Huh? Cut. Ankit Jain. Ankit Jain, the new man, taking strike, left-handed batsman, walking in at number 4. Here is Vinesh to Ankit. Nicely played. Oh, that's equally well fielded too. Keeps it down to just a one. So that's the end of another successful over from Vinesh. 4 overs gone. The park 31 for 2. We're 4 overs in, and you'd probably say that the NCP superstars might be the happier of the two sides at this point. They have 2 wickets already. They've bowled well. They've bowled disciplined lines and lengths. Yes, there have been a couple of loose deliveries, but that's all it has been, a couple. Shivam Sharma back into the attack to bowl the third over of the power play, and his third over as well. So 2 more overs to go in the power play. How many more runs can the Park score? More importantly, though, how many wickets can the superstars take in these upcoming 2 overs? Ankit is the man on strike. He had to strike after taking a single of that last ball in the previous over. Big appeal, big appeal, big shout. The umpire says no. And that is a very, very close shave from Ankit. Bowled very, very well by Shivam indeed. Shivam to Ankit once again. Flicks it nicely. He's found the gap. That'll race away to the fence for 4. That's a good shot from Ankit. And a much needed boundary for the Park. Shivam slightly drifting down towards Ankit's pads. And all Ankit had to do was just play it nicely, get a little bat on it, and beat that fielder inside the circle. And that is exactly what he does. So there's a change in angle now. Shivam to bowl round the wicket. There's a deep third who's much more squarer, and the other fielder who's on the 30-yard circle. Oh, he's given a wide there. Very well wide outside the offside. Oh, that's a little bit of a misfield. But the ball's already been pronounced as dead. So no harm, no foul. But that's just a little bit of a wake-up call that is needed for the NCP superstars, that alertness in the field is a non-negotiable at any given moment of the match. Solid in defense. Oh, that's wide, and that's fine. That'll go to the fence for another boundary. So 5 more runs added to the tally. Again, not the best line and length from Shivam, who's struggling just a tad bit to find his accuracy against the left-hander. But the Park won't mind that. This is probably just the over that they needed to turbocharge proceedings. They've got 10 runs out of it already, still 3 more deliveries to go. Adds another single to the tally. Words of encouragement as Alok makes his way to the crease. He's been off strike for quite a while, so it will be very interesting to see what his approach will be. 2 more balls to play in this over, 11 runs already coming from it. Shivam bowling to Alok. That's again well down the offside. Called a wide again. So this is turning out to be a big over as well as a long over. And that is something that the NCP superstars will probably be a little wary about, as this over is probably going towards the favor of the batting side now. Here is Shivam bowling to Alok. That's edged. That's gone in the air. Oh, just over that fielder. It will find the fence, but that was very, very close to sticking to the hands of that fielder at gully. It was a wild swipe from Alok, understanding the frustration that he's been going through. Will this shot be the shot that releases the pressure and eases and breaks the shackles from Alok, who's been very restrictive with his batting so far? But this is a big over, 16 coming from it. Still 1 more ball to go. Here is Shivam. Plays it down the ground, but straight to the field at mid-on. Ends it with a dot ball. But a productive over this for the Park. 5 overs gone. It's 47 for 2. So 5 overs gone. The score is TPV 47 for 2. It's the last over of the power play, and that job to bowl this crucial last over falls in the hands of Vinesh. Vinesh to Alok, plays it down the ground, looking for that quick single, and they get it rather nicely in the end. Ankit takes that quick single and rotates the strike, which is a very, very crucial component of this innings. As long as the scoreboard is ticking and both batsmen continue to rotate the strike along with the occasional boundaries at bay at toe too, they will obviously find their way towards a good and competitive score. Vinesh has been sensational, 2 overs, 2 for 15, and he'll be definitely looking to add a couple more into his tally. There, that was a good ball, but Alo gets enough bat on it for it to race away to the fence. That was a really, really good ball. Jagging back into the right hander, keeping a little low as well. But Alok puts his bat down at just the right moment, and that ball races away to the vacant fine leg fence for 4. Here is Vinesh to Alok. Alok swings and swings beautifully. That's gone all the way for six. Like I said, that boundary in the previous over has served to break the shackles for Alok. And now a four has followed a thumping six over point. Beautiful shot, beautiful flow and outswing of those arms. Gets to the pitch of the ball, times it to perfection, gets the elevation and the distance too. So this last 9 balls, 25 runs coming off it. 27 runs, I beg your pardon. Again, fine. Fine enough for four. So 4-6-4 for Alok. And he's made a move. He's made a great move. This partnership now has rocketed 32 of just 11 deliveries. And the score now is 62 for 2 as well. Runs coming in thick and fast. And all of a sudden, the NCP superstars are on the back foot a bit because the Park are landing a few haymakers of their own. Good batting this from Alok, who's quickly moved on to 28 of 18. Last 2 balls to go for the power play. 15 runs in this over, 16 runs in the previous. Still 2 more balls to go. Here's finish to Alok. Swings again and swings beautifully. 4-6-4-6. Alok has bludgeoned his way and had the thumping of Vinesh in this over so far. 21 runs in this over, 21, 68 the score, and still one more delivery to go. What a way to end the power play for the batting side. Absolute avalanche of boundaries. Final ball of the 6th over. Plays it down the ground and they take a quick single too. So it brings an end to what has been a very, very productive last 2 overs of the power play. 6 overs gone. The Park are now well placed at 69 for 2. 38 runs coming off the last 2 overs of the power play. What was turning out to be a rather disciplined bowling performance and a sedate start has now turned out into a rollicking. And the Park have managed to find themselves in a strong position here. 6 overs gone, 69 for 2. Great batting from Alok, who's suddenly rocketed himself to 35 of just 20 deliveries. He was struggling for pace and fluency early on in his innings, but that mistimed shot which went to the boundary in the previous over seemed to have opened the floodgates for him. And now it seems like he's looking at the ball like a football, timing them to perfection and finding the boundary with ridiculous ease. Ashwin Pathak is the new change and he's introduced into the attack after the power play with the field spread out now. There is a long off. Extra cover, this deep point, this third man. Protection all on the offside in the deep. The leg side empty. Alok plays that well. On the bounce and 4. So the boundary is continuing to flow from Alok's blade at the moment. And he seems unstoppable. He welcomes Ashwin with a boundary towards that cover point region. Brilliant batting this from Alok, who's definitely up the ante. That is the importance of spending time out in the middle. Oh, he's picked the bones out of that too. And a 4 is now followed by a 6. What a 360. What a 360 in terms of Alok. He came circumspect. He was a little bit iffy, touchy, edgy, and now he's ruthless, calculated, aggressive, and brutal in his approach. He's plundering runs at will at the moment, and the NCP superstars seem to have no answer for his pyrotechnics at the moment. What can the bowling side do to stem this sudden avalanche of runs? And this is not just brute force, this is pure timing as well. A perfect balance struck between the two. He's played that well off his pads. Short-ish delivery, takes the quick single. And this is the 50 of the partnership that's come up. Taken just 16 deliveries, so it's come at a very, very quick rate. At a rate of knots, I must say. And Ankit, who's all this while on the non-strikers end, the perfect position to see Alok's onslaught, is now finally on strike. A change in the field. The same field to the left-hander. Plays it down the ground, but well fielded by the bowler, who keeps it down to a dot ball. That is long off. Extra cover. Deep point. And deep third. Four fielders on the offside. And there's a deep mid wicket on the leg side. Oh, that's a swing and a miss. It's a big appeal. Big appeal for caught behind, but the umpire is unmoved. The umpire is absolutely unmoved. Not out, says the umpire. The fielding side still can't believe it, but they'll have to continue bowling. The umpire's calls final and binding. So 11 runs coming off this over, still one more over to go. Opened the face of the bat rather nicely. They will settle for a single. So 12 runs of this over, 7 overs gone. The Park VDC are 81 for 2. And we have another bowling change here. Rishikesh, I beg your pardon, is the new bowler introduced into the attack. And he'll once again be bowling to Ankit, who kept strike on the last ball of the previous over. Ankit currently batting on 8 of 9. And Alok on the other end, 46 of 23. Third man comes in the circle. So there's long on, there's long off, there's deep extra, there's deep mid wicket, and probably deep square leg. Plays it nicely down the pads. They will cut it off, keep it down to just a one. So Rishikesh now bowling to Alok. Alok is looking in absolutely great touch. He's in fine fettle and he's looking to take the attack to the fielding side. Definitely trying to maximize the window of scoring runs. It's been called a wide. We'll have to bowl that again. Played it late. Plays it towards short third for a single. Here's Rishikesh bowling to Ankit. That's another wide, and that will be another extra run added to the total. So wide and here is Rishikesh bowling to Alok. In the slot, asking to be hit and duly dispatched into the stands for six. Alok reaches his 15 style. Brilliant batting this from Alok, who's taken the attack to the bowlers with brutal efficiency. And now Rishikesh for is also the latest victim of his attacking intent. That's another one, and that's gone. That's gone over the rafters for six. That's a massive strike. And Alok seems to be batting on a different planet altogether. None of the bowlers are able to get the better of him. Such has been his brilliance. Unerringly brutal. He's on 59 of 26. And he's eager and hungry for more. And now that we have our new ball, we can resume cricketing action once again. 17 runs off this over, still two more deliveries to go. Every bowler is being taken to the cleaners here. Tried to give that the heave ho, but only could manage a single towards long on. 18 runs coming off this over. One more delivery to go. So to put things in perspective, the Park after the first 4 overs were 31 for 2, but now in the next 3.5 overs they've plundered 68 runs and have not lost a wicket. And Alok has been tonking the ball to all corners of the boundary, offside, leg side, you name it. Here is Rishikesh to Ankit. Once again, a forward defensive strike, and he'll keep the strike for the start of the next over. The 100 comes up for the Park VDC. It's 8 overs gone. The Park 100 for 2. The 100 has come at a double quick time. 69 runs in the next 4 overs. Eight overs gone. The score is 100 for 2. They're scoring at 12 and a half runs per over. Hardik Jain is the new bowler introduced into the attack. So the NCP superstars are now desperately finding for bowling options that can break this partnership, but most importantly, get the wicket of Alok. Because he is the big fish at the moment. He is the man who's making the difference out there in the middle with the bat. And the sooner they get Alok's wicket, the better. Big appeal and gone! Plum in front. Ankit has to depart. The score is 100 for the loss of 3 wickets. Vijay Singh, the new batsman, walking out at number 5. They've managed to break the partnership here. Hardik striking in his very first delivery. No, it's very sensitive. So Vijay Singh, the new man, all in readiness. So Hardik getting the third wicket, breaking the partnership. This could give them a small window here to capitalize for the NCP superstars, but they'll need to be. No, it's okay, it's okay. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. No, no, I was. So Hardik setting his field. Hardik setting his field, making sure everything's accurate and to his specifications. Or could this be a little bit of a mind game from the NCP superstars, where they are forcing the batsman to wait and prying on that window of missed concentration? There it is. Oh, good ball. Good ball. Darting in. Vijay letting it go, but that was a little too close for comfort. Good looking shot down the ground, but the field at long off will collect, will only be a single, and that will bring Alok on strike. He is the man who is the huge point of difference between those two sides at the moment. He's currently batting on 60, and if he continues to go in the same vein that he is, it could be a massive, massive score in the offing for the NCP superstars to chase. So everyone in that NCP camp knows that Alok is the big fish, he is the big wicket. And they'll have to do everything in their power to make sure that they manage to get this wicket as quickly as possible. Here is Hardik bowling to Alok. He's played that well. Has he found the gap? No, he hasn't. So that's a single added to the total as well. So after overs and overs of plundering, we finally have a disciplined over. Just 2 runs coming off the first 4 deliveries and a wicket to boot. That's in the air. Balloons into no man's land. It'll be a single. It will be a single, but again, Vijay not getting into the face of the ball correctly and gets that leaning edge which balloons straight up in the air. Fortunately for him, nowhere close to the fielders. Here is Hardik to Alok. He's had enough. It's in the air and 6. So Alok finishes the over with a 6. 9 overs gone. It's 109 for 3. And Alok motors along to 67 of 29. Once again, this was a rare off delivery into the slot. Alok needs no second invitations to latch onto it with the form that he's in currently. And he plonks that straight over the bowler's head for 6. They're going at a rate of 12s at the moment. The projected score currently is 242 for the Park. But the biggest variable right here is provided that Alok continues to go hammer and tongs. So 2 options here for the NCP superstars. Either get Alok's wicket and stop the flow of runs, or continue taking wickets from the other end to make sure that Alok doesn't get much of a hit out there. And once again, Vijay being made to wait to face the first ball of the 10th over. That's been given as a wide. We'll have to bowl that one again. Rishikesh brought back into the attack. First over going for 19, and he starts off with a wide in this one. Picks that one nicely. That's gone for 6. That was a great attempt by the fielder at long off. He put his entire effort into trying to make sure that he reaches the ball. But unfortunately for him, it was just a little bit too high. And that's 6 more runs added to the total. The run machine keeps on motoring along as the score is now 116. Longs that one too. Has he found the gap? No, he hasn't. So we'll have to settle down for a single. And that will bring Alok on strike. Alok assessing his options, assessing the field. He's definitely looking for another big shot. You can sense it. And here is Rishikesh bowling to Alok. That's a wide. Rishikesh bowling a tad defensively on this occasion, trying to keep the ball away from the batting arc of Alok. You can see the plan just wasn't executed well on this occasion. Again, trying the same thing, the same result, another wide. So back to back wides. That's in the slot, that's in the air, and that's gone over the rope for another six. They are scoring runs at will at the moment, and Alok is at the forefront of this attacking masterclass. Alok moves on to the 70s. He moves on to 73 of 30. And this is another big over here. 16 runs of it. So Rishikesh being put under pressure. None for 35. Still three more balls to go. Slowly and steadily, this is looking to be a huge ask now for the bowling side as Alok continues to let loose. Oh, that's another big hit. That's gone for 6-2. Alok is only dealing in sixes and fours at the moment. That is another massive hit. He moves on to 79 of 31. He's showing absolutely no mercy. The score has now turbocharged itself. It's fine. And that is going to the fence for four. We'll have to wait for the umpire's signal. That's given four off the bat. That was fine. Gets just a feather on it, and that races away for another boundary. So 26 runs of this over, and still one more delivery to go. Goodness gracious me, this is turning out into a full-blooded massacre. Last ball of the 10th over. It's called a wide. That over continues. Make that 27 runs of this over. He's played that in the gap, but there is a fielder in the deep, so we'll keep it down to just a one. 28 runs of this over, 10 overs gone. It's 137 for three, and it's time for drinks. Goodness me, the NCP superstars need one. So 10 overs gone. The drinks have been taken. The TPV are currently cruising at this stage at 137 for 3. And the record in chief, Alok, is currently batting on 84 of 33. Obviously, the plan of action for the NCP superstars will obviously be get rid of Alok as quickly as possible, preferably in the first 2 overs after the drinks break. And normally things tend to happen in that window immediately after the drinks break. We'll have to wait and see. It's a defensive shot and Alok immediately gets off strike, takes a single. So Prerak is the new bowler into the attack, bowling his first over. Will he be the man to give the breakthrough for the superstars and preferably the wicket of Alok? Played it nicely towards that leg side, puts it for a single, gets Alok back on strike. Here is Alok facing Prerak. A little fuller, but straight to the fielder, so that's a dot ball. Here's Prerak bowling to Alok. Again, swings hard, but not the connection that he was looking for. Will get just a single for his troubles. So this has been a good disciplined over from Prerak so far. Just 3 singles off the first 4 deliveries. Here is Vijay. Plays it fine. Oh, he tried his best. Unfortunate, but a great effort. Even though it's gone to the fence for 4, he tried his best to make sure that the ball didn't go past him. Wasn't to be. Vijay gets 4 and 7 runs come off this over. There's still one more ball to go. But that boundary was definitely not down for lack of trying from the fielding side. When it's not your day, unfortunately, it's just not your day. Good late cut that from Vijay, though, all things considered. Here is Prerak bowling to Vijay. Final ball of this over. Ends it with the dot ball. Still a good over. This to 7 runs coming off it. 11 overs gone. The Park VDC are 144 for 3. Hardik back into the attack, 1 for 9 in his first over, and he will be bowling to Alok. Will a change of ends bring a change of fortunes for the NCP superstars in bowling to Alok? It's a good ball, full York length, right under the bat. Very difficult to put those away. So starts off well here, does Hardik. Hardik bowling to Vijay. Oh, that's a good looking shot, but the fielder in the deep will cut that out. So it'll be another single added to the kitty of Vijay. This is the battle that could very well go a long way in deciding what score will the superstars be chasing. For them, the game plan's very simple, really. Get Alok, and that's probably half your battle won. Here's Hardik bowling to Alok. That's in the air, and that's gone all the way for six. Alok moves into the 90s with that shot. Again, Hardik bowling that in the slot. And at the stage that Alok is in right now, that ball is going only one way, and that is over the fence for six. Oh, swing and a miss. Well done by the keeper there. Alok was definitely trying to throw the kitchen sink at that one. Misses it completely. Bye is given by the umpire. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. That's an absolutely majestic strike. This time from Vijay. So Vijay joins in the party. And they are continuing to pile on the agony over the NCP superstars. The score is now a whopping 159 for 3. Still one more over to go. One more ball to go. 15 runs of this over. Wide given. He'll have to bowl that one again. Oh, that's a big appeal. Not out, says the umpire. He ends the over with a jaffer. 12 overs gone. The park, 160 for 3. They keep on going at this rate. They're definitely getting anywhere above 260 at this point. Prerak back into the attack, and it is Alok who will be on strike. He's currently batting on 93 of 39, just 7 runs away from what would be a fantastic 100. Here is Prerak to Alok. Oh, it's gone for 4. Not the best fielding effort there at deep extra. That should have been cut off for a single, but instead that's found its way to the boundary. And with that, Alok moves on to 97. And now he's just one hit away from a century. That's been called a wide. So the score continues to motor along. Here is Prerak to Alok. He swings hard. He'll get only a single, and he moves on to 98 with that. So the strike comes back to Vijay, who himself is on a nice little cameo. 21 of 11. It's a couple of sixes to his name. Oh, he's flicked that gracefully. One bounce over the rope for four. That is just beautiful timing. A wonderful and graceful flick of the wrists. Picks that vacant corner behind square on the leg side and pumps that to the fence for four. One bounce over the rope. So they're comfortably continuing above that 13 run rate. Let's play that well. Alok is raced away for a single. Running towards the danger end. Good call that from Alok, and here it is, the moment of reckoning. Two balls left in this over. 11 runs already of this over two. Here's Alok on 98. He's picked that. He's picked that. That is a magnificent century, but we're only waiting for the umpire's signal. And that's six. What a way to bring up your century. Alok, you magnificent master. 104 of just 42 deliveries. We have been treated to an absolute masterclass of power hitting. Alok's hungry for more. But what an innings we've been treated to. We've been treated to an absolutely jaw-dropping innings of bravado, power and skill in equal measure. Rotates strike with the single, brings an over to the end. 13 overs gone. It's 178 for 3. Sumit Anand introduced into the attack. 7 overs to go in this batting innings. Alok on strike. He's played that well. Oh, that's another boundary. The fielding could have been much better, much better. But the ball continuing to find the boundary the moment it hits the bat of Alok. He's just motoring along in fifth gear. He seems to have no other gears at the moment. He's just see ball, hit ball, and it's proving to be a devastating knock. He lets that go, and that's been called a wide, so he'll have to pull that one again. Cut him in half, and that's a dot ball. Tried a direct hit, but to no avail. Alok had already made his ground by then. We're all in readiness. Here's Alok facing in the air, fall short. Oh, a little bit of a misfield, and that's gone. Waiting for the umpire's signal. Only one run. Pulls it the off before the rope just in time. Is the fielder. Still a decent over. 6 runs in 3 balls. Crunch that one, and that will go for 4. It's the second instance in this over of not good fielding. On both the instances, it should have been kept down to just a 1. But both the instances, the ball has sneaked through the fielders and gone for 4. And promptly a change in the field being made. The fielder being kept, pushed back to short third. Vijay moves on to 30 or 14 deliveries. That ball keeping a bit low. Dot ball, it's a rarity, the dot ball. 10 runs coming off this over, still one more delivery to go. Ends with another dot ball. 14 overs gone. The Park VDC are 188 for 3. So Ashwin being brought back into the attack. None for 12 in his 1 over that he's bowled so far. He'll be bowling to Alok. Plays that well, but there is protection at deep third, so we'll be down to just a 1. Ashwin continuing to bowl good lines and lengths here. 2 singles of his first 2 deliveries. That'll be a welcome addition. Swings hard, but straight to the fielder, so it'll be just another single. So good over this. 3 singles so far. No boundaries. And they'll try to keep it that way, the NCP Superstars. Swing and a miss. A little bit of a caught behind appeal, but not out, says the umpire. Well bowled and equally well played. That's it out ball. This was the over probably that will help hugely. Just three singles off it. Can he finish this over strongly? It's a good ball, good foolish length. Oh, goodness gracious me. That is poor fielding all around. And the NCP superstars have been guilty of poor fielding all this while. They've given away a couple of rather easy boundaries away. 15 overs gone. It's 195 for 3. Sumit back into the attack, and he'll be bowling to Alok, who's on 112 of 48 deliveries. Thumbs that well, but equally well fielded to keep it down to just a single. Plays it well. Oh, a little bit of another misfield, but it won't go to the boundary. So it'll be just a one. Alok seems to have cooled down a little, unable to find the boundary with the regularity that he was finding it earlier. Swing and a miss. Good bowling that. That's a well-directed bouncer from Sumit. So this is good spell of bowling this from the NCP superstars so far. Just 9 runs coming off the last 9 deliveries, which is a good return. But they'll need to keep this pressure, they'll need to keep this intensity. Easier said than done, but that is the way to go. Another swing, but this time once again straight to the fielder. We'll keep it down to just a one. So this is turning out to be another good over. This time being bowled by Sumit. Thump that hard. That's gone for 4. Vijay doing the bulk of the weightlifting now. The 100 of the partnership comes up in just 46 deliveries. And the 200 comes up as well with that boundary. 202 for 3. Still one more ball to go. It's still a decent over. 7 runs coming off it if you think of it from the bowling side's point of view. That's in the air. It's gone nowhere. And taken. Finally one sticks. The partnership's broken. And Vijay has to depart for a well-made 40 of 22. 16 overs gone. It's 202 for 4. It was indeed a welcome pile now from Vijay, 40 or 23. Sumit finishes that over with a wicket. 16 overs gone, 202 for 4. 4 more overs to go, the death overs. Can the NCP superstars restrict Ashwin bowling to Alok? Plays it down the ground, that's a dot ball. Dhruv Mehta, the new man out in the middle, coming in at number 6. Oh, goodness gracious me. That has flown for 6. That was an absolutely power packed shot for 6. I think it must have done a little bit of damage to a neighboring house. Such is the ferocity that Alok is sending the ball to the boundary at. He moves on to 120. And that deft touch also finds the fielder, will settle for a single, but he's already got a 6 within the first within the first 2 balls of the over. 7 runs coming off the first 3 deliveries. And finally, we'll have resumption of cricket after a brief pause. Ashwin, oh, he's played that straight down the head, but the fielder at long off will gather. Keeps it down to a single. 8 runs coming off this over, still 2 more balls to go. Alok facing this delivery, 121 of 54. Oh, that's a brilliant ball. Angling in, Yorker length, but they managed to sneak a run. Waiting for the umpire's call, signal runs off the bat. So that's another run added to Alok and the team's total. They're currently batting on 211 for 4, 19 legal deliveries to go. Play that well. There is a fielder there, so that ends the over with a single. 17 overs gone. The Park VDC are 212 for 4. 3 overs to go. Plays that down the ground. That's a dot ball to start the 18th over. Edges it, and that's found the gap for 4. I know I might sound funny saying this, but this was a much needed boundary for the Park. The boundaries seem to have dried up a bit. There's a good spell of disciplined bowling from the NCP superstars, but this one gets a fortuitous edge and beats those 2 fielders behind square on the offside in the 30-yard circle, and it races away to the fence for 4. Swings again, but this time it will only be 1. And that will be Alok on strike. Dhruv was eager to go for the second run, but Alok stops him right in his tracks. Sumit to Alok. Again in the air. Gets it on the bounce. It will be only a single. That'll once again bring Dhruv on strike. So again, despite the boundary, disciplined over this 6 runs coming in. Swings and misses. Oh, a little bit of a misfeed from the keeper as well, who's been rather impressive so far. Keeps it down to just a 1 though. Again, another impressive over. Just 7 runs coming off it. 1 more delivery to go. Lays it down the ground. Just a 1. 18 overs gone. 220 for 4. it must be said that this has been a much improved second half bowling performance from the NCP superstars. At the halfway stage, the score was 145, 137, and they've managed to just give away 83 runs in the next 8 overs. It's a marked improvement. Still 2 more overs to go. That's job not done. They'll want to finish as tight as possible these last 2 overs. Bowl good lines and good lengths, preferably change of pace. Found the gap. Oh, goodness me. They have found the gap. 4 more runs to the total. And it is Dhruv Alok, I beg your pardon, who's continuing to motor along. He moves on to 128 or 58. He's scoring at a strike rate of well over 200. Ashwin none for 33 in his 4th over. He will bowl out. Dot ball. Every dot ball from here will be gold dust for the superstars. Oh, he's played that. Thumped that. Same region, same result. What a shot that is from Alok. Runs are still flowing of his bat. He moves on to 132 of just 60. Down the ground. They look for 2. It's at the non-strikers end. They will come back for 2. Not out, says the umpire. So they come back for 2. 10 runs of this over. They've moved to 230. Alok scoring at a strike rate of almost 220. Again, swings it, but this time, oh, that's another boundary. For a moment, it felt like the fielder would cut it off, but it wasn't to be. So they've got 3 boundaries in this over. And once again, they have propelled that score closer to that 250 run mark. They're at 234 at the moment. 1 more ball in this over. 14 runs off it. Ashwin bowling to Alok. Oh, straight down the ground. Good work by the bowler to get a hand onto that because that was travelling. Ends the over with a single, 15 runs coming off it. 19 overs gone. The Park VDC 235 for 4. Final over to go. So Ashwin's bowled out, none for 44 in his quarter, 4 overs, going at an economy of 11. And it is Sumit who will bowl the final over. He's probably been the pick of the bowlers. 3 overs, 1 for 24. Alok on strike. Again, starts off with a very well directed short ball. Dot ball this. Lovely change of pace. Putting all his variations to the fore. The slower, shortish delivery forces Alok into the shot a little too early. Keeper gathers it. Dot ball. 5 more deliveries to go. Yorker, they will be looking for two, but it'll only be down to one. And that will bring Dhruv on strike. Spanks that down the ground. That'll be a one. That's in the air. A little bit of a misfield. They will come back for two. Alok on 142 of 66. It's an excellent last over so far. Just 4 runs coming off it. Oh, he's pumped that. That's in the air and gone all the way for six. What a shot that is. Alok moves to 148. Sumit moves to the score for TPV moves to 245. One more ball to go. Can Alok get to 150? And more importantly, can he stop that? That's gone all the way for six. So Alok finishes with 154 and the Park VDC finish with a mammoth 251 for 4. It has been an absolutely majestic knock from Alok. And you can see the NCP superstars running and making a beeline towards him to congratulate him for the brilliant knock that he's played. What a knock. Take a bow, sir. You take a bow indeed. It has been a brilliant knock. A knock full of class. A knock full of splendor, aggression, brutality, and surgical precision all at once. The target for the NCP superstars will be 252. We will be back shortly for the run chase. Hello everyone and welcome back to the run chase. Both the openers making their way out to the middle. The NCP superstars have a formidable total and a formidable job in front of them. The magnitude of this run chase is not lost on them. The target in front of them is 252. They'll have to bat out of their skins to make sure that they overhaul this target. It'll be one heck of a run chase if they manage to get this through. But it will be all down to their openers to give them a dream start. And now the Park VDC fielders making their way out. There seems to be a good body language, a positive and a sprightly body language in the Park VDC, and rightfully so. Off the back of a 250 run score, obviously spirits will be high, but a crucial factor in the run chase will be how good either side starts. If the batting side get a good start, the bowling side will come under the cosh. But if the bowling side get a good start, that will automatically peg back the batting side in their run chase, given that the scoreboard pressure will automatically come into play as well. Every over counts, every delivery counts. Ruchik and Vidyut are the two batsmen out. Ruchik, sorry, Ruchik Shah is the bowler. Vidyut and Gautam, I beg your pardon, are the two openers. Gautam is the man on strike. Ruchik to kickstart proceedings. It's a good shot first off. Lovely way to start the innings. The fielder does cut it off, but that's a good sign. The ball coming onto the bat rather nicely. Vidyut opening the face of Gautam opening the face of the bat, playing it rather late, and the fielder at third covers it up. And that will bring Vidyut on strike. Here is Ruchik bowling to Vidyut. Plays it straight down the ground, solid in defense. And again, a little bit of confidence adding on to the fact that the ball is coming onto the bat rather nicely. There's no deviations, there's no early movement that the NCP bowlers were getting. So that would probably be a big factor in this run chase. However, there doesn't seem to be any dew. So no dew out there. So makes that another variable in this run chase. Lets that go. Legal delivery, says the umpire. That's been called a wide, drifting down the leg side. Or was looking to go for the big shot, did not get the connection he was looking for. So Vidyut gets off the mark too. He'll have to settle for a single on that occasion. So this is a good start from Ruchik, giving away just 3 runs off his first 4 deliveries. Gautam on strike. That's once again another good ball. It's a dot ball. So this is a good first start from Ruchik with the ball. 3 runs coming off it. One more delivery to go in the over. An interesting point to note is that while the Park were batting as well, their first 2 overs did not go for much too. Again, this is a good looking shot. Beats the infield, but it will only be one. So that's the end of the first over. The NCP Superstars are 4 for none. Krish Merchant is the new bowler to bowl from the other end. Here is Krish bowling to Gautam. First ball of the second over. So good full toss looping down, and that's a dot ball. Again, a swing and a miss. Good bowling from Krish, stringing 2 dot balls in a row. Every dot ball will add to scoreboard pressure here. They will have to start finding the boundary, and they have to start finding them now. Here's Krish bowling to Gautam. It's a good looking shot, but straight to the infield. Well fielded. Good release as well. 3 dot balls in a row. Again, that's another good ball. Gotham has now played 4 dot balls in succession. 2 of 7 is Gotham currently batting on, and Vidyut, on the other hand, is on 1 of 3 deliveries. Another swing and a miss. That's 5 dot balls in a row. Surely now the pressure has reached fever pitch. The perfect start if you're the bowling side, not so much if you're on the batting aspirations. Krish to Gautam. That's picked nicely. That's a beautiful shot and a lovely six. Beautiful shot from Vijay on the slot. With Gautam beautifully picks it up and dispatches it straight over the bowler's head for six. 2 overs gone. The NCP Superstars are now 10 for none. Ruchik to continue from the other end, and Vidyut now on strike. Oh, that's a big appeal, but definitely move, straying down the legs, definitely going on to miss the stumps. So Vidyut safe there. Again, this is what scoreboard pressure can do to you. It'll push you out of your comfort zone to try and get you to hit shots that you don't normally hit. And that is one of the examples of how that can impact the batting side, especially when you're chasing such a massive score. Swing and a miss. Vidyut now playing 2 straight tops in a row. And finally gets bat on ball, but straight to the fielder. That is definitely going to be frustrating for Vidyut, because he hit that with beautiful timing and all the power that he could muster with those broad shoulders. But unfortunately for him, it did not find the fence. And 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 just like that, the pressure continuing to mount. Straight down the ground. That will find. Will it find the fence? No, it doesn't. Keeps it down to just a one. Again, that's a good fielding effort from the fielder at long off, who came running all the way towards the leg side. Krishiv, the man on the long off boundary. But this is once again turning out to be an excellent over. Just a single in the first 4 deliveries. And now long off comes in the circle. Mid off, mid on, both up. And that's a good shot, but again, straight to the fielder. No run. Definitely going to be that added bit of pressure, because The required run rate is mounting with every single dot ball. They need more runs. They'll need boundaries and they'll need plenty of them. Again, just one run coming off this over. Last ball. Cuts and cuts nicely. That's a lovely shot. Oh! That's just a single, courtesy of that fielding effort. 3 overs gone. It's 12 for none. The required run rate, which started at 12.5, is now already above 14 an over. And in just 3 overs, and we're just 3 overs in the run chase. So boundary is definitely going to be the need of the hour as Krish comes back into the attack. We've had dot balls aplenty. We've had just 1 6. They'll need more. Again, swing and a miss. It's another dot ball. So the dot ball's piling up. But there's no strike rotation and definitely no boundaries to boot as well. Here is Krish bowling to Gautam. Ooh, that was nasty. That would have hurt a bit. But that is another dot ball. The scoreboard pressure definitely having an impact in the way these two men are batting at the moment. And plays it down the ground. That is another dot ball. So 3 dot balls in a row. The NCP superstars are just not being able to score those runs. And that is courtesy of some really good bowling by the Park. They'll have to break the shackles and they'll have to break the shackles right now because there's just no margin for error at this point. Swing and a miss, well directed bouncer that. And that's called a wide. That's picked nicely. That's picked beautifully. And that's gone all the way for 6. And that was a much, much needed boundary for the superstars. And it comes off the blade of Gautam, who beautifully plays that lofted extra cover drive to perfection. Times it excellently well. And probably this could be the shot that breaks open the floodgates and releases the pressure off the batting side. Here is Gautam facing Krish. So, that was very close to crashing onto the stumps. Gautam throwing the kitchen sink at that one, unable to connect on this occasion. Final ball of the fourth over. Krish to Gautam. Plays it down the ground, but mid-on will gather. And that is out. Brilliant piece of fielding, a direct hit. And Gautam has to depart. They felt like there was a single there, but Gautam was late to run. And that's the first wicket gone. 4 overs gone. It's 19 for 1. So to put things in context here, the Park VDC at the same stage at 4 overs were 31 for 2, whereas the NCP Superstars are now 19 for 1. They have 1 wicket in hand at this stage, but they're 12 runs behind. This is the over from where Alok really took the game to the NCP Superstars, and this has to be the stage of the contest where the Superstars will have to start hitting boundaries at will. Kabir Tarwar, the new batsman working out in number 3. Krish to continue bowling his third over in the power play. Jimish walks out to Jimish walks out to bowl his first over. I beg your pardon. It will be Kabir on strike. Here is Krish bowling to Kabir. Lays it down the ground, but that's a dot ball. Every dot ball making the run chase that much more difficult for the batting side. Oh, that's a good delivery. Swing and a miss. Beating the batsman for pace there. 2 dot balls in a row. Just not able to find bat on ball at the moment. Again plays it well, but again in the circle, just no outlet of run scoring available at the moment. It seems like there are 20 fielders on the pitch for the Park, and the NCP Superstars are stuck in a quicksand where there doesn't seem to be a way out for them at the moment. That will help, that will help, that will help. Kabir gets off the mark with that boundary. Good shot, straying down the leg side on this occasion, just Jimish. And all Kabir had to do was get bat on that, and he obliges duly for more runs. Been called a wide, so he'll have to bowl that one again. Oh, that's a peach of a delivery. That's an absolutely perfect and well executed Yorker. And he's nailed that to perfection. Has Jimish. Just 5 runs coming off this over. The Park VDC well in control of things at the moment. Oh, ends the over with another peach of a delivery. 5 overs gone. The NCP Superstars are 24 for 1. Jigar Shah, the new bowler, introduced into the attack and is entrusted with the responsibility of bowling the final over of this power play. And it has been a power play thoroughly dominated by the bowling side, provided Vidyut doesn't have a twist in the tail. Oh, that's called a wide, and rightly so. That's well outside the tram line on the offside. Played that well and almost pulled out a specky there. But that dropped off his hand, so it will be a single for Vidyut. But goodness gracious me, he must have had his heart in his mouth at that moment. And Vidyut lives to fight another day. Here is Jigar bowling to Kabir. Beautiful shot. A couple of bounces over the rope for 4. That's a shot of class and authority by Kabir. Slot delivery, dispatched and given the treatment that it deserves. Spies. Missing everyone. Score moving on to the 30s now. Oh, that ball kept low. And again, that's a dot ball. So the pressure continuing to pile on for the batting side. That's edged. It's fine, but not fine enough. The fielder will cut it out. That will be another single. Jigger bowling to Kabir. Final ball of the power play. Lets that go. Fair delivery, says the umpire. That is the end of the power play. 6 overs gone. It's 32 for 1. So with the power play done, the NCP superstars are 32 for 1. Vidyut currently batting on 4 of 10. Kabir on 8 of 9. The required run rate's already climbing 15.71. That's a wide. You'll have to bowl that one again. That's a good shot. That is a fantastic shot. And that's gone all the way for 6. So Vidyut finally deciding that he's had enough. And it's time to take the attack to the bowlers. Can he continue the spate of boundaries? Could this be the start of what could be a special innings for Vidyut if he gets going? Swing and a miss on this occasion. He swings hard and almost managed to keep that out. Brilliant fielding there. Saves 3 runs for his side. Beautiful shot. And that's gone for 6. What a shot that is from Kabir. Absolutely splendid. In the slot, just opens the face of the bat, relying on pure timing and placement rather than power. And that is beautifully dispatched to the ropes for 6. So a 4 being followed by a 6. And finally, an over that has gone over double digits for the NCP superstars. Lays it down the ground, no run. Jimish bowling to Kabir once again. Oh, that's beautifully flicked. But has he found? He has found the boundary. Beautiful shot. Elegant flick of the wrist towards the leg side. 4 more runs. And finally, this partnership taking a little bit of shape now. 31 of 18. 7 overs gone. The 50 comes up for the NCP Superstars. It's 50 for 1. Jigar bowling to Vidyut. Vidyut trying to go for that big shot, but just not getting it on this occasion. Jigar bowling to Vidyut. Swings, it's in the air, on the bounce, and well fielded. Keeps it down to just a 1. That's in the air, that's gone fine. But is it gone fine enough to go to the fence for 4? No, it doesn't. They will come back for 2 though. The throw going a little wayward, but no damage done. Lets that go, but that's called a dot ball. It's a fair delivery. That's another dot. That's gone fine, but again, doesn't find the fence. 8 overs gone. NCP Superstars 55 for 1. Yash Thareshwar, the new bowler, into the attack. Vidyut just not being able to get any sort of traction in his innings whatsoever. And it looks like to be a long evening's work for the batting side. It's not for lack of trying, because the NCP Superstars are trying their best to probably get a couple of 15 to 20 run overs in quick succession, but it's just not working for them at the moment. The bowling's been tight, the bowling's been disciplined, the bowling's been great, and the fielding effort to back it up has been splendid as well. That's a good shot. That will ease a little bit of pressure. Beautiful lofted inside out extra cover drive from Kabir. They'll need more of those, and they'll need them more consistently, because the required run rate is already at 16 and a half. So that basically means that they need three big shots and over. Two of them have to be sixes. He picks it to the leg side on this occasion. Back-to-back boundaries for Kabir. Played on the offside the previous delivery. This time picks the leg side boundary. So Kabir showcasing his batting range a bit. His partnership now worth 45. That's another good looking shot, but it will be fielded there. So that'll be one more run. So 10 runs coming off this over. Still two more balls to go. Can they get that 16, 17 run over? They have two balls. They have two balls. A couple of boundaries here, a couple of big hits could give them the momentum that they desperately crave for. Swings, there is no connection, but it'll only be a one. So 11 runs of this with one more delivery to go. He's played that well. He's played that well, but it's fielded well too. So it'll only be a 12 run over. 9 overs gone. The NCP Superstars are now 67 for 1. Ankit Jain introduced into the attack. That's a wide, and that's gone to the fence. That will ease some pressure. Five wides, not the best start for Ankit. Beautiful shot, but fielded well. So that'll be just the one. Can Vidyut string a couple of boundaries in quick succession? They need the big overs. They've got a 12 run over previously. They have 6 runs of this over. It's only one ball. Still 5 more to go. A couple of sixes will keep them in the hunt, albeit just. Picked that well, but again, straight to the fielder. All the shots being manufactured by the batting side are finding the fielders with alarming regularity. Just not their day, perhaps, but you still don't know. There's still more than halfway left in the contest. Again, finds the fielder, so that's another dot. Again, finds the fielder, so that's another single. Swings hard, but that's another dot ball. Thumps it hard, and that's gone for six. It's a much needed boundary. 10 overs gone. It's 81 for 1 for the NCP Superstars, and it's time for a drink. And we're back after the drinks break. There's a massive, massive mountain to climb for the NCP Superstars. They need 171 to win in the second 10 overs, with the asking rate now at 17.1. Yash Tadeshwar to start the 11th over. Went for 12 in his first over. You definitely want to improve on those numbers. So long off, long on, mid wicket, deep mid wicket, I beg your pardon. Extra cover. And the point. The five fielders outside the 30-yard circle. That's in the air. Falls safe between the two fielders and well fielded to keep it down to just a one. Here's Yash bowling to Vidyut. Picks that beautifully well, and that's gone for a one bounce into the rope for four. There's a much needed boundary for Vidyut as well, who was meandering up until this point, but could this be the breaking point and the time where Vidyut finally breaks his shackles for good? He's been waiting patiently, he's been plotting and prodding, but now is the time to go boom boom. He's found the gap this time as well. So that's back-to-back boundaries. 9 runs of the first three deliveries, just the start that they needed after the drinks break. So Vidyut Prop surely getting a move on now. Swings that one hard, but gets nowhere near it. They will get one, so that's 10 runs of the first four deliveries. Can Kabir add a finishing gloss to this over with a couple of big hits? Oh, swing and a miss, dangerously close to the bat there, so that's a dot ball. Plays that well, plays it fine. Is it fine enough to reach the fence? No, it isn't. They will come back for two. So that's 12 runs of the over, 11 overs gone. The Superstars are 93 for 1. thumps that down the ground, but there is protection in the deep, so it'll be just a one. Plays that beautifully. That's reached the boundary at a rate of knots. So another boundary, boundary is beginning to come quickly, but they still need them and they need to be continuous and consistent. Kabir moves to 40 of 25. That's another beautiful shot. The paddle done with a bit of genius and skill. That's back-to-back boundaries again. So that's another over where the first three balls have seen two of them go to the boundary. But they need to continue this. The 100 comes up with that boundary as well. It's 102 for one. Halfway through to the 12th over. Straight down the ground. That's four. Three boundaries in a row. Kabir moves on to 48. 13 runs coming off this over. They will have to continue this. They have to. They have no other choice. Swings, but straight to the fielder. So that'll be a dot ball. That will end the spate of boundaries in this over, but they still have one more ball to go. The required run rate agonizingly close to 18 runs an over, 17.88 to be precise. Played that well, but there is protection in the deep for the very same shot. So it's a 14 run over, 12 overs gone, it's 107 for one. Ankit Jain into the attack. Went for 14 in his first over. Kabir on strike. Plays it nicely, but no run there. The fielder placed at short third for the very same shot. So good field placement by the fielding side. This is not the time to be fancy schmancy. They have to go for the juggernaut. They have to find the gaps. They have to find the big shots. Swing and a miss. Two dot balls in a row. So this will definitely add pressure. They're finding a little bit of a groove there, both the batsmen. They were finding that little momentum. But these two dot balls have definitely put a spanner in the works. Again, trying to play that late cut. There's a Smith field. They're definitely looking for two. No, says Vidyut. So just one run. So Kabir gets to his 50, 50 of 32 deliveries. But the job's far, far, far from done. Here is Ankit bowling to Vidyut. Vidyut with a swing and a miss again. So after those back-to-back 12-13 run overs, it's reverted to normal with a one run over so far. This was not what the batting side had planned for. They'll have to go for a boundary in the next two balls. These are absolute non-negotiable. Swings hard and straight to the fielder. So that's a dot ball. That is another dot ball. Just one run of this over. It has been an absolutely brilliant over so far. Plays it off the back foot, ends it with a dot ball. A magnificent over. Just one coming off it. 13 overs gone. It's 108 for one. Seems to be a little bit of a pause in play. I wonder why. It's a good looking shot. Again, they'll just be settling for single. Thumps it straight over the bowler's head for six. Brilliant shot. And Sham has been welcomed into the bowling attack with a towering six over his head. Absolutely stunning strike from Vidyut. It's a beautiful shot now. A six followed by a boundary. They have to compensate for that one run over, and Vidyut is doing it in style. The 100 of the partnership comes up as well with that boundary. The required run rate is now shot up to 20.5. They need a couple of big hits just to keep up with the required run rate. With you taking a look at the field set, assessing his options for where his next boundary will come from. Sneak a single. The bye signal. Vidyut not happy with the call. He's having a word with the umpire about the same, but the umpire has called it as bye. So can't do much about it. So 12 runs off this over. It's called a wide this time around, drifting down the leg side. So he'll have to bowl that one again. So dot ball. Plays that well, and that's gone for four. That's gone for four. So 16 runs coming off this over. 17, I beg your pardon. 14 overs gone. It's 125 for one. He's played that down the ground. Single. Oh, it's a direct hit. The umpire says not out. Flick that nonchalantly for four. One bounce over the rope. That is peak nonchalance at its finest. Beautiful flick of the wrist. And one bounce over the rope for four. Oh, he's thumped that too. And that's gone for four as well. Back-to-back boundaries for Kabir again. Brilliant batting this from Kabir. They'll have to continue going at this rate again, continuously for the next 5 overs after this. He's played that excellently as well. Three boundaries in a row. So Kabir turning it on, putting on a show here in the second innings. Great knock this 67 of 38. He's playing the percentages rather nicely. Oh, make that four boundaries in a row. This is effective and excellent batting now. 17 runs off this over. Kabir reaches the 70s. The score moves on to 142 for 1. Brilliant batting this. Absolutely brilliant batting. He ends it with a dot ball. 17 runs coming off it. 15 overs gone. It's 142 for 1. Starts off with a dot ball. In the air, but one bounce to the fielder. There'll be just a one. Plays it well. Reaches in time. Good strike rotation this. A little bit of a misfield. They will come back for two. So again, just 4 runs coming off this over. Still two more balls to go. That's been called a wide. And he's gone. This time, Vidyut has to walk back. Gave the bowler the charge, but he went too far down. And the keeper wasted absolutely no time in dislodging the bails. The second wicket goes down. The 128 run partnership is broken. It's 147 for 2. Vidyut departs for 45. Vinesh Kumar, the new batsman, out in the middle. Here's Ankit bowling to Vinesh. The swing and a miss ends the over with a dot ball. 16 overs gone. The NCP Superstars at 147 for 2. Ruchik comes back into the attack, bowled his 2 overs in the power play, was very, very brilliant. None for 6. And he will be bowling up against a well-set Kabir who will definitely try to hit a few lusty blows to reduce the deficit at this point. The equation is 105 of 24 deliveries. That's a beautiful shot and taken. That was a great, great running catch. And a magnificent innings from Kabir comes to an end. 72 of 42, but he has to walk back. Good running catch from the fielder in the deep. And this surely is the game, set and match. Avdesh, the new batsman out in the middle. Ruchik gets what was a deserved wicket for him. Lays it straight to the fielder, no run. Comes that straight down the ground, and that's gone for four. So Avdesh gets off the marking style. Dot ball, no run. And that is another wicket to fall. Ruchik gets his second, and it is Avdesh who has to walk back. His brief stay out in the middle comes to an end. It's 151 for 4. Plays it towards the leg side. It will only be a single. Sumit is the new man walking out to the middle. 17 overs gone. It's 152 for 4. Plays it down the ground. That's well fielded by Jimish. Dot ball to start the 18th over. Played that well, but one bounce, a couple of bounces to the fielder. That'll be another single. Another dot ball, swing and a miss. Just one run of the first three deliveries. Surely now the game's beyond reach. Another single added to the total. As it was the leg side, that goes to the boundary for four. It's a good flick of the wrist on square. Square in front of the leg side. Four more runs. Sumit hits his first boundary. 18 overs gone. It's 158 for four. Starts off with a wide. Towards long on for another single. That's fine. That looks to be running behind the fence, but that's good work. Keeps it down to just two. Straight down the ground, and that's gone for four. The field at long on, unable to see the ball at the last minute, lets it go to the fence for four. Dot ball again. That's fine. This looks to be another chase, but this time the ball will win it as it goes to the fence for four. 170 up. One more ball to go in this final over. That's in the air and comfortably taken by the keeper. That's wicket number 5 to fall, and Sumit loses his wicket. 19 overs gone. It's 170 for 5. Swing and a miss. That's another wicket gone. 6 wickets gone, 170. Towards the leg side, there'll be just a single. Another single. Last two balls to go. It has been a thoroughly commanding performance from the Park VDC on all fronts. They batted brilliantly, they bowled brilliantly, and they've backed it up with some phenomenal fielding effort as well. The NCP Superstars tried and tried hard, but unfortunately 251 was always going to be a mountain to climb, and that's a lovely shot for six. And that's all over. Finishes the innings with a six. 20 overs, 178 for six. The Park VDC eventually emerging victorious by 73 runs. It has been a terrific batting performance and then a disciplined bowling performance. They have outplayed the NCP Superstars on all departments, bat, ball, field. The NCP Superstars did try their hardest, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. I've been Delvin and it's been a pleasure to guide you through the commentary. Till then, it is good night. Stay safe and stay healthy. I'll see you on the other side with more cricketing action.